Brother Inayet Wadee, who needs absolutely no introduction. This is, in fact, his time. I'm just standing in for him, and he's been kind enough to talk to us this morning. Brother Inayet, welcome.
Assalamu alaikum, Najma. And I'm just looking at the screen right now. It says you, the host, and I'm the host as well. So who's hosting who?
Yeah, that's right. Well, anyway, we're here to ask about Walaikum Salam wa Rahmatullah. Last night's event was a huge success. We had a very good turnout organized by Salaamedia's fantastic team. They put together something phenomenal. And of course, the guest of honor brought home to us what we see just as images and somebody else's story, and afraid to actually bring it close because we can't deal with the psychological trauma of it all. So I must thank Salam Media for bringing this guest over, and of course looking forward to his tour in Durban and Cape Town to follow. However, Inayet, what was his main message last night?
Well, Najma, I must say, up front, it was absolutely an amazing event, and we are thankful to all who have attended, who have contributed from the Salam Media team, and also some of our supporters and partners. And the key issue was Dr. Matt Gilbert is this is a man who speaks from the heart, and he made this very, very clear, and I made mention of this in my opening address, that he would rather prefer to be in Gaza right now than even in South Africa,
Mm.
because he's seen
All right, it looks like it's frozen on his side. I think Brother Inayet is having network issues where he is at. Was indicating that it's load shedding there. So we'll see if we can connect with him again. Shall we connect to the phone? Right. So last night's event also had powerful speakers along with Mads Gilbert, of course, the likes of former Minister of Independence in South Africa, Ronnie Kasrils, and then we had Nazim Adam of the PSA, and then we had a speaker from the from SAFTU. Brilliant speakers. We speak to Inayet on breakdown on what their talks were about. Brother Inayet, can you hear me? All right. So, uh, what well, as Brother Inayet spoke about Mads Gilbert and his report on his experience, and of course, he did indicate, as you've heard, I'm sure, many times on Salam Media platforms, on his background and what he is passionate about as a medical professional, and has worked in the hospital in. Um, um, in Gaza for many years. He spoke with passion about not being able to be where he wants to be, like Brother Inayet mentioned, and that's also because he's worked with the doctors there that he had so much of praise for, and always took away the importance of his role, and highlighted what brave and courageous doctors there are in those hospitals currently in Gaza. We have Inayet back on the line. Brother Inayet, I was talking about the other speakers. Can you give us a quick synopsis of the other speakers and what their messages were?
Yes, Najma, I need to apologize for that issues shedding obviously is the topic. But yes, talking about, I'm not too sure how much you heard, but just talking about Dr. Matt Gilbert, I think has a very, very personal message from Dr. Matt Gilbert throughout his entire presentation. And also looking at the feedback that we've been getting this morning, you know, people obviously have been looking at Dr. Matt Gilbert coming to Africa. His message has been very, very clear that he is not humanity at a crossroads, and we need to constantly remind ourselves the horse.
Mm-mm. The line is very unclear. Unfortunately, I don't think we can hear you at all, Brother Inayet. I'm so sorry about this. Um, but we'll see if we can catch up with our speakers from Durban on what their thoughts are. So, what we're going to try again, but maybe you can just move around a little bit before we have a few minutes left for this interview. So if I can just elaborate on what Brother Inayat was saying there. Fortunately, I was at the event, and but Brother Inayat has had more time alone with Matt Gilbert, so he has a bit more insight into what his aim is, and of course, his aim was pointed out quite clearly to us about the humanitarian efforts and that the resilience of the Palestinians and how important it is for us to stand in solidarity with them. But from a medical perspective, there was a very interesting slide that he, in fact, put up. And, when he gave us the statistics, I'm just looking if I have it in front of me. He pointed out quite clearly that this is medical apartheid. Now, the numbers are shocking. The numbers are, it moves one to a state of speechlessness when one sees how they've proven, and these were the results from the UN actually, that he had pointed out. I just found it in front of me. And yeah, he calls it medical apartheid. And what he highlighted there is the health outcomes and health inequities um, of Israel and, of course, the Palestinians. So if one looks at these numbers, it's clear that when he calls it medical apartheid, it's quite blatant. And this report or this slide was from WHO on 2022, so just a year ago. All right, unfortunately, we've lost Brother Inayet's contact there. Unfortunately, he's having these network issues, so oh, okay. So sorry, in and out, but there he is back again with us. Unfortunately, he's back with us on time because we just have about 3 minutes, Inayat. So go ahead and give us your report.
Well, the report back is very, very simple, Najma, and once again, I must apologize for that. In fact, we've seen the message come very, very loud and clear when we look at all the speakers from people like Ronnie Kestrels and also Dr. Matt Gilbert, that we've got a lot to do in South Africa. In fact, we need to work together. The entire world has actually come together, and it's amazing from all four corners of the world. If there is one issue that has united uh, people that care for humanity, that people that seek justice, that people that seek an end to oppression, are the people of Palestine. And for me, I think the most profound message is Palestine is not only about a nation that has shown resilience in the face of all adversity, but it is a cause. It is a cause for humanity. It is a cause to rally behind what we see taking place right across the entire world. And also coming through from Dr. Matt Gilbert is he gave us reasons as to why we need to embrace this cause. We need to personalize this cause. He said each and every one of us has got some role to play. And for me, I think that was the most powerful message that actually came out. And on many
Mhm.
an occasion, you'd find that we have differences. We have a lot of problems within ourselves. But if there's a cause that unites us, Palestinian cause, and who knows, this actually would go a long way in addressing some of our own problems that we've had in this country. So again, we need to come together. We've seen even Mametle Sibai talking about a national shutdown. Now, this is now galvanizing, rallying the entire country.
Mhm.
And this is all about the unity of a community, the unity of a nation, the unity of people that stand up against oppression, that stands for justice. And this is something that we need to consider very, very carefully going forward. And I'm sure going forward, we will see forward, looking at all the other events that we would be hosting, we're going to see a similar message. We're going to see a similar sentiment that is going to be expressed, Najma.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for that. Jazakallah for trying, making the effort to come back to us. I'm glad you did. And inshallah, all the best for the rest of the tour with Dr. Mads Gilbert.
Well, Jazakallah for
Jazakallah
standing
khair.
in for me as well, Najma. So you in the hot seat, and good luck with the rest of the program. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. When we come back, I have a special message that I'm going to read out. It's a Palestine solidarity letter.